Well, hello everyone. Today is Friday and you guys know what that means. We are doing a workout today. I made sure to get my 9 hours in bed to get my approximately 8 hours to sleep. So I am feeling a little bit better. Also, it's a brighter day and so that always helps. Let's just get into the workout because we have lots of things to talk about. And if you're new here, if you're working out with us for the first time, we do this every Monday and Friday for about 20 to 30 minutes. So if you have been struggling with finding the motivation to do this consistently, please join us. We will be delighted to have you. And so I am going to be doing kettlebell swings, but feel free to do whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to take us along for a walk in the park or be at the gym doing your workout, whatever it is, we all do different things, and that's why we're here, for a little bit of commitment and help with accountability. So let me just get with my first, get going. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. All right, so it's nice to be back here with the GoPro camera, give us a bit of a wider view. It's been a bit claustrophobic with my iPhone for the last couple of days. The batteries were in charge and then I had to charge them, but I just kept not doing it. I don't want to say that it's been a rough few days for the last few days, but I just have been in a very pensive mood. I've been pondering a lot. I think on Monday, we were talking about this a little bit, if I remember it correctly. And it just, we are moving along with this weight loss journey. I really don't like that word journey. I wish that there was something else. If you guys have any other suggestions, but now that we're starting to enter more of the long-term, sort of the novelty of having started is starting to wear off, and we're starting to think about this more long-term, I keep struggling a little bit, and I keep struggling because mentally, I haven't found a true North Star to guide me through this process. And that, basically, let's talk about that today, because it's such a tricky situation, such a difficult situation that is also so deeply personal, because everybody's North Star, everybody's why for doing something like this is so different. And it can be extremely frustrating when you have a way of doing it and you see someone else who's not doing it that way, and it just drives you crazy thinking, you're doing it wrong. And getting over that and basically trying to understand that they're doing it wrong based on what you would do, but maybe it's right for them. And as long as we're heading towards a healthier life, a healthier or healthier habits, a healthier person in general, there really is no wrong way of going about it. And some of us are better at commitment, some of us are not as good at that part, so we have to work harder and work differently. And that's why we're here, right? We are creating this small community of people who understand that first and foremost. We acknowledge and celebrate the differences between each one of us, in terms of how we go about doing this. And I am trying to share my own experience in general with all the ups and downs of how I'm going about this, because just seeing, there's a lot of fucking mosquitoes. It's always been, for me, seeing what someone else is doing, and even if it's completely different from what I do, in a way validates that idea that, you know, I'm doing me, and that's also right. Because I feel like I spend so much time feeling like, oh, I must be doing something wrong. I must be doing something wrong. And feeling like there is a right way to do something and a wrong way to do something. And that just made me miserable for so long, and made me maybe try to do things that weren't appropriate for me. And so, all right, let's get another set in. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And so my wrist's still giving me a little trouble, and it only happens during these workouts. And so that's why I decided to do this. I decided to show, you know, I started at my heaviest. I hadn't been as heavy as I was. When I started out in February, I was 348.5 pounds. And that's a lot for someone my size, my height. I am 5'6.5" technically. Sometimes I put 5'7", sometimes I put 5'6", but it's probably like 5'6.5". And so 348 pounds for someone my height is ridiculously high. And my body fat percentage was like, I believe like 53% or something like that. And so like that, again, just very, very high for someone. Oh, well, for anyone. I mean, the body fat percentage doesn't matter how tall. It'll just be a ratio of your entire body. So over half my body was fat, and that's not good. But I wanted to share and show, you know, what the process is. And, you know, we're starting to get to day 100, and it has not been easy. There have been some physical, logistical challenges, but mostly mental challenges. And I think for anyone who is trying to become a healthier person, trying to break bad habits, trying to deal with any kind of addiction, the mental aspect of it is the most difficult. And we help it sometimes, creating the right environment, creating the right motivation. But at the end of the day, the biggest challenge or the best weapon we have is our brain. And so I've been trying to pay a lot of mind to that, to my mind. Let's do another set number 3. So let's start at 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And so, yeah. Somebody should do like a drinking game where you guys take a shot every time I say, so yeah. Because I feel like I say it a whole lot. I'm going to turn on the AC here. But yeah. Or maybe but yeah. Or any kind of those. So yes, but yes. If you want to get drunk in 20 minutes, just put on one of those videos. And every time you hear those words, Anyway, the main commitment that we've had for these almost 100 days is doing this workout twice a week. It's probably the most success we've had since we started this, which proves that whatever it is that we're doing it right. It's not too much, so we're not breaking. And to me, it is making a difference. I found out. So let's see if I can give a little background so this makes sense if you haven't seen a lot of the videos. I know that some of you who've been with me from the beginning will probably know this, but a lot of people probably don't. So I am a very numbers-oriented person. I seem to thrive on the preciseness of numbers. Is that a word? The unambiguity of numbers. And so I wanted to measure things and in a way that the measurement itself can be a motivator to sort of know where I am. Because if I'm just doing it for the sake of, I just want to eat healthier, it's too vague for me, and I believe that it probably is too vague for most people, but it's too vague for me. I don't get enough motivation from that. And so I knew that I wanted to measure in different ways. So I wanted to measure my weight, obviously, because that's the easiest one to do. But just measuring your weight is not enough, because we could be losing weight in a very unhealthy manner and the number's still going down. So it feels like a victory, even though it's not. All right, let's do another set and we'll continue. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. And so I got a scale back when I started this in the US in February. I got a scale that would measure body composition, and it's not great. You know, I'm sure it's not, or not, I shouldn't say not great. I'm sure it's not perfect, but at least gave us some indication. The problem is that I knew that I wouldn't be staying in the States for the whole time I'm gonna be losing weight. And so, some of you guys know, I like to move around. So I also needed a way to sort of measure body composition. But then, you know, like doing it yourself is not as good, or is not as precise, I guess. I also don't really know how to do it well. And so I decided to get this thing that you guys have probably seen in some of the earlier videos. I haven't really shown it in a while. Maybe I will again. I hadn't done it in like a month, but it's basically something called the Zozo suit or Zozo fit, something like that. And it's like this futuristic looking Lycra suit that you put on, and it looks like the, you know, like the undergarments that I wear for like snowboarding. That's like just very tight. And it, it comes with an app, and then it basically takes pictures of you as you move around, and it gives you like a 3D representation of your body and gives you all the measurements and extrapolates body fat percentage and all that. And I want to check it out with you guys. I want us to do it together. But basically, over the last month, I haven't, since I got here, I haven't lost that much weight, or at all really, because it's been fluctuating up and down. But my measurements have gone down. And so like that is a different way to show that some progress is being made, because my body fat percentage has gone down and my measurements have gone down. So even though I'm staying the same on the scale, it looks like I am losing some fat and putting on some muscle. That's why the measurements are going down. Or even if I'm not putting on muscle, I'm not losing that much muscle and losing some of the fat. I mean, I guess I could be losing all muscle and maintaining fat. I guess that's but the fact that we're eating, plenty of protein and that we're doing our workouts, I'm going to go ahead and guess that it's, we're losing some fat, we're at least maintaining, if not putting on some muscle. So it just goes to show that we need to have an appropriate way of measuring progress in a way that is more holistic. And that to me has always been so important. Let me get another set here. Let's get to halfway. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Ugh. And so that is in a way encouraging to see that we are putting on some muscle, that these workouts are doing the right things. And so if you're starting out, I would urge you to consider more than a simple, number on the scale to help you measure your progress. But at the end of the day, it really is, we need to spend a significant amount of time thinking about the mental strategy, the mental health strategy for any kind of a weight loss system or program or journey. If you're trying to undertake, the mental health aspect of it has been most significant for me, because at the end of the day, there's one moment, got one chance, one opportunity. You have one moment when you have to make a decision. Do I go to McDonald's or do I stay here and eat the proper foods? And that can happen even if you have a fully stocked kitchen with healthy staples and all that. Just at the end of the day, we have to make that decision. I mean, one aspect of it, and I have considered this so many times, is, which is completely, it's not pragmatic at all and does not work for like 99.9% of the people, I guess. But like, you could go to like a remote island where they don't have McDonald's and all they eat is coconut and fish. And I have considered this option before, but that of course that's not going to work for everybody. And the main problem with that is, I don't know, anytime that I've done anything that dramatic or that extreme, you come back to where there is Mickey D's and you go straight back to it. So I don't know. All right, let's keep going here. "51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. And so, yeah. But having to think about this in terms of the long term is making me question a lot of things. I've had, the reason the last couple videos have been short, not only have they been short, but I haven't watched the food as closely, I guess. I guess it goes like this. The cravings have been so strong that I've been a little more lenient with the types of foods that I'm cooking. Like yesterday was like straight up, pasta. And again, the pasta is a bit carb heavy, but you know, there was, the meat sauce was pretty benign and, you know, healthy. The steak and mashed potatoes, again, you know, it's the night before. Yeah, there's a lot of carbs in the potatoes, and, you know, it had butter and cheese and stuff. But again, it's still like not really drinking any soda, or I never was much for like a candy type person. I really don't. It's always been more about, soda was a big one for me, and I drank a lot of it. But so I'm trying to keep a little more contained, but I've lost that initial drive to, like, you know, have, you know, like basically everything that I was doing in the earlier videos, where all the macros and all the stuff, which I want to get back to doing. I really want to get back to doing. But again, as of right now, my motivation has changed completely, or has decreased dramatically. And so forcing myself to start measuring macros in that way, or the way that I was doing it, without finding my purpose again, finding that North Star, finding that why, would be a silly exercise, because it's not going to last long, and it's just going to frustrate the shit out of me. And so that's basically where I am. I'm struggling to find that North Star again. I need to find that intrinsic motivation that's going to take me to the next step in doing this more long term. All right, so let me do number six, yeah, starting at 60. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. And I don't know, does this happen to any of you guys, what I'm about to describe, where the actions are exactly the same, but how you react to them is completely dictated by your state of mind? And so, and the way that it happens for me is, when I have the right purpose and the motivation and the why, you know, I'm calling it a why or a North Star, or, you know, but basically like that thing that clarifies what it is that you're doing and what you're working towards. Having that be extremely clear, not just in a general logical sense, but emotional, in an emotional sense, emotionally, where you emotionally know why it is that you're doing what you're doing. It makes making those small decisions much easier. And so choosing not to go out and get fast food, or doing that workout or anything like that, becomes much easier, because you have a very clear purpose. A very, very clear purpose. And these fucking mosquitoes that are they are so annoying. Having that clear purpose makes it so much easier to get through the day. And the moment that why, that North Star, that clear purpose disappears, not logically, because logically we're still doing the same thing. I mean, logically, we're all trying to get healthier. We're trying to eat better. We're trying to be, you know, healthier people. But that's too vague. That is too vague. Yeah, that's just, you know, and it was a lot clearer for me when I started out, because there was, I guess, a certain level of excitement surrounding, like, ooh, I'm finally gonna do it, and I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but I'm just gonna do it. And I was caught up in the middle of that. I also knew that I was coming to Argentina, so it almost felt like I had a deadline to do this. And I don't know. That, the moment I got here, for all the reasons that we've talked about before, it's kind of disappeared. And so I'm trying to regain that. Ever since I got here, basically for the last month. Ambulance. Ever since I got here, I've been struggling to find that while trying to stay somewhat, it's been a lot of ups and downs, but we haven't completely gone off the deep end for weeks at a time. We're trying to keep it maintaining, keep it, what's the word? Contained. And that is, I feel like after a few weeks now, I feel like the problem is that I don't really have that clear purpose anymore. I've lost it. And that's always happened to me, and I'm sure it's happened to a lot of you guys over the years, because otherwise we wouldn't be in this place. It's not like we wake up one day and like, oh, I can't believe I gained 200 pounds. I can assure you most of us were trying to lose weight while we were gaining that much weight. So, all right, let me do another set. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. And so, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was talking about how we were probably trying to lose weight as we were getting to this point, and it usually happened as it happened for me, we were decided that we wanted to lose weight doing a certain thing, and we went all for it, and maybe it lasted a couple of weeks, then it broke down, and we went off the deep end, eating as much as we wanted of everything that we wanted, because eventually we were going to try to get back to another super strict diet or exercise routine or anything. And so trying to get back to it, while we were waiting to do that and having as much as we wanted from everything. And of course, the more you have, the worse you feel. And the worse you feel, the more you want to have it, and just that addiction cycle. In the meanwhile, we were getting a lot of weight. And then we finally get ourselves together, make another effort, lose a little bit. Eventually it breaks. We go off the deep end again, and we're gaining again. So this, in a way, is a first victory for me, because it feels almost like I'm on a break between these cycles, but usually in these breaks, in these cycles, I would gain more than I had lost. So I started at 348.5. I think I got down to, like, right before we left the US, I was like 304. And so technically, if I had gone off the deep end, I could have gained, gotten to 348 back and then some more. And that was sort of the cycle that was always starting, and I'm not. I basically stayed, I think the highest that it got was like 310, and we're down again. We're actually down a little bit today, so. But anyway, so all of these things, the fact that I have lost in my measurements, so my size is a little bit smaller, the numbers have not gone up dramatically. It's a victory. It's a victory. And if we can stay in this until we nail this next source of motivation that I'm still searching for, that'll be a big victory. Let's do one more set. 80s, right? 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. All right, one more set. Then we do our arm curls and we're gonna be done. 11:41. So we got time. So yeah. This is where we are at the moment. But again, like I was saying at the beginning, that secret ingredient of finding the right mental motivation is so important. Your mindset. Are you committed in a way that, because it's easy to make a commitment logically. You know, if we were logical beings, none of this would happen. Because it's very easy to see like, well, no, I really shouldn't eat yet another double bacon cheeseburger. But emotionally, can we find the proper emotional motivation to do this? And, you know, some people call it mindset, some people call it commitment, I guess. But can you spend some real time finding the proper emotional motivation, mental motivation, getting into the right mindset? And that's not just, you know, one day deciding, I'm fed up, I'm gonna do it, because that dissipates very quickly. And it's something that has to be renewed. There needs to be a renewed sense of motivation every once in a while, because it just diminishes, you know. It doesn't stay consistent. At least for me, it never has. And chances are, if you have been or are on a path similar to mine, that's always been a struggle. I don't know, some of you guys in the comments have lost a lot of weight. Like, I know Brenda and Leah have lost a lot of weight. Can you guys share with us if you have any tricks for your mental health, for your motivation, this emotional commitment that we're talking about here? But, you know, feel free, anyone else, if you have any tips or tricks or things that you can share with us about finding that mental strength to pull through. All right, last set for these guys. 91, 92, 93, 94, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. All right. And let's do our 50. Oh, no, we said we were going to do 60, right? If I remember correctly. 3 sets of 20. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ugh. I can tell you that sticking with this workout routine, the number one motivator for me has been you guys. The fact that we have made commitments to each other to show up every Monday and every Friday for 20 to 30 minutes and do it. It's easy enough. And don't misunderstand me, I struggle to, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. It still hasn't become like a yay thing for me. But this level of external public commitment here is really the thing that has kept me motivated enough to keep coming back. Even when I really don't feel like doing it, it's been thanks to you guys that I keep doing this. And it's also probably the fact that it's, I don't know, if I had committed to you guys to do this every day, yeah, maybe not that. That would be too much for someone like me. You know, there are people who already have that, already work out every day, but not for me. So at least this has been, quick show of hands. You know, if you can just literally send like a little emoji in the comments, you know, with the little emoji with the raising hand. How many of you guys are doing this consistently with me? I'm curious to know. I hope it's a lot because, well, I'm not going to let it get to my head. We're doing it together, and as far as I'm concerned, there are a few of you out there doing it with me. I know it's not everybody, but some of you guys are out there doing it with me, and that's all that matters. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So yeah. If we're doing it together, if we're doing our workout together, that's all that matters. So, but you know, please let me know. I mean, I could be mistaken. You know, there's a part of me that feels like nobody's working out with you, you silly. But I know some of you are out there, and I know you are working out with me. And you know, if it's, you know, it would mean a lot if you showed me, you know, just with a little emoji raising. I'll know what I asked. You don't have to say anything else. But yeah, let me know if you're working out with me, if this is helping you stay motivated and at least do a little something, a walk or anything, because that would be, like that would be exactly why we're doing this. I motivate you, you motivate me, we keep each other accountable in a healthy, non-judgmental way. All right, let's do our last set, and then we will be done, you guys. We will be done. So 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and 60. All right. Done. Done. Thank you guys for doing one more workout with me. Yeah, we did. Sorry. Ooh, my arms hurt. Okay, let's see what we are going to eat. It is time for dinner, and today we have some guests that are coming over for dinner. And we had a request to do like a salad or something because one of our guests has some dietary requirements. So I thought I was going to get fancy and make some sort of like an attempt at a Chinese cabbage and chicken salad type thing. And so I went out and bought some things. Let me show you. I have obviously some purple and regular cabbage, some carrots, some lettuce, some scallions, and then I'm gonna make a vinaigrette. Oh, we also got some cilantro and some mandarin oranges to go in the salad. And I bought some oranges to make sort of like a vinaigrette with some soy sauce, some fish sauce, and then I bought some chicken breasts that I'm just sort of gonna cook, and yeah, we'll put it all together. So I guess the first step is just chop up all the ingredients.